Okay, everybody, in art class we've been talking about lots of different types of shapes and lots of different types of lines and how to draw these. So last week we practiced lines, the week before we practiced shapes. Now we're going to put all of those lines and shapes together to make a new picture. We're going to practice something today called patterns. So a pattern, boys and girls, is when I put my shapes together and I repeat that shape. That means draw it over and over and over and over and over in a line. That is a pattern. I can do the same thing with lines. I can repeat straight line, straight line, straight line, straight line, straight line over and over, and that makes a whole pattern. I can switch up my lines and do wavy line, straight line, wavy line, straight line, wavy line, straight line, and that is a pattern. And I can mix my shapes together. Circle, triangle, circle, triangle, circle, triangle, and that is a pattern. So we are going to use patterns using shapes and lines today to create a whole work of art like this. We're going to be drawing on a piece of paper that has our initial on it. So I used an N for my first name. My first name starts with an N. I'm going to fill up the space of my N with line and shape patterns, and then later we're going to decorate the background of a black piece of paper that we glue our letter to using line and shape patterns as well. So when I go back to my table, inside of my table folder, there's going to be some letters for me to find. I'm going to pick the one that is my first initial letter, what my first name starts with, and then we're going to use something called oil pastels today. In the bin at your table, you'll find these little oil pastels. These kind of look like crayons, but they're a little more oily and they mix really well and they have nice bright colors. So I'm going to choose whatever color I like to start and then start to create some line and shape patterns. So anywhere I want to start on my letter, I'm going to think of a line or a shape that I remember and create a pattern. So I can start at the top of the L here and I can repeat circle, 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 circle. That's a pattern. Maybe down below, I can do a line pattern next. Straight line, straight line, straight line, straight line. Now maybe I want to switch colors and I can get a little fancier. I can do circle, triangle. I can mix up my shapes. Circle, triangle. I can do zigzag line, wavy line. Zigzag line, wavy line. Switch up my colors and I can pick a new line or shape pattern. Maybe dotted line, straight line, dotted line, straight line. Maybe I could do square, dot, square, dot. Choose a new color and keep working with my patterns and shapes that I remember. Maybe I could go up and down and do some crisscross lines. Remember, crisscross, go back and forth in different directions. Maybe I could choose heart, triangle, heart, triangle, heart, triangle. Okay, I'm going to keep filling up my letter with lots of patterns. Once I filled my whole letter, even the white space over here, I am going to now start to cut my letter out. So in the basket at your table, you'll find a pair of scissors. We always put 3 fingers in the big side, 1 thumb in the small side, and hold our scissors straight like this. I'm going to try and cut out my letter along all the black lines. Flip my paper around. Flip my paper around. And I'm going very slow and carefully to try and cut out my letter as best as I can along all the black lines. Flip my paper around, open, close with my scissors, open, close. Okay, I'm almost done. All right, I've cut my whole letter out. Here we go. I can throw my scraps away in the recycle bin. Now, I'm going to use a glue stick from my basket, and I'm going to glue my letter to my black piece of paper. So I'm not going to put the glue on my black paper. I'm going to put the glue on my letter, and I'm only going to put a few lines of glue around the outside of the letter I only need a little bit on the outside. Once I have a little bit, I'm going to take my letter, glue it in the middle of my black paper, press it down so it really sticks. And now it's time for me to add some line and shape patterns to the background. Just like that work of art that I showed you from the beginning. Look how detailed that background is. I can use any colors I like to now fill up the background space. That means the space around the letter. I'm still trying to use patterns of shapes and lines. Any shapes and lines I can remember, and I'm going to draw them over and over together to create a pattern. I can go on top of my other patterns, that's fine. That's called overlap, sharing some space. Okay, looks like I still have a little bit of work to do in the background until my work looks finished, just like this one. If my work does look finished, I filled all the space of my letter and the background. I can put my name on the back. Don't forget about your name. And I can raise my hand for my teacher to check my work, and then I can put it in my table folder, and I am done.